Are you looking for 5 hard, challenging, interesting teams to manage in Football Manager 2014? Well, I have scoured the globe. I loaded most of the leagues within the game and had a look through to find 5 teams which are going to struggle Season 1, which are going to be difficult Season 1, and hopefully gives you that burning desire to try to save them, keep them in the division and propel these teams forward. If you are new here, please make sure you do go down and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any more content going forward, and make sure you do comment below. Let me know what team you have chosen from this list. Let me know what team you are managing, if it's a different team. Comment below if you have a team you want to recommend to people as well, and also put in the comments why you want to recommend them. Okay, so let's head over. The first team we are going to look at is URSL Visé. They are in the 3rd tier of Belgian football. They are ranked at 400 to 1 for promotion, so they are pretty much the worst team by double. The next team above them, according to the media, is 200 to 1. So it's going to be a very, very interesting challenge. They play in a 5,500 capacity stadium, so if you can get a good cup draw, there's a chance of some good income from that, which is nice to see. I did notice they have 0 affiliate clubs, so you're not going to get any help from anywhere, which is a bit of a shock, because in Belgium, a lot of clubs have a lot of affiliate clubs. Their squad is looking very, very weak, very, very short of players. You can see it's looking a bit weak, but a couple of high star rated players. You've got this guy here, Amine. He looks very, very talented, to be fair. And then you've got another one here, central midfielder, but he is only on an amateur contract. Maybe this is a player we can recommend for people to pick up because of how good he actually looks and the fact he's not contracted to the club he plays for. Maybe I should make a note of him. And if we put in ability order and pick who they say is probably the most average player in the team, this 18-year-old here, again, he looks quite decent. This team could be a good team to build, could be a good team to take up. Now, maybe one of the issues is that half of the team, if you go like down that way, half of the team is under the age of 21. So you do have a lot of young players in the team. There's nobody over the age of 27. Maybe some experience into this team is what you need. Do you have the money to do it? Not really. You're pretty much on your wage budget and you have 33,000 in the bank. You are projected to be $1 million in the red by the end of Season 1. You do have a bit of debt. You are paying 16k a month in debt. That's 190k roughly over the year. Oh, this is going to be a challenge. In terms of what you are expected, you're expected to fight bravely against relegation. Now, the bottom 3 teams go down and be competitive in the Crocky Cup. Now, you come up against RC Varazhem, who they don't actually play in a league. I do recognise the name of them, though. So they were higher before. Yeah, they were up in the Pro League in 2006-2007. In 2012-13, they got relegated. Okay, so they've been building themselves back up since then. So, okay, maybe a winnable game, maybe a team on the rise who takes you out. I don't know. I'm unsure. But URSL Visé, I mean, I'm convinced myself it could be an interesting save. The next team we're going to look at is Southend United, playing in the Vanram National League. If we go on to the season preview, then they are expected to come bottom. I didn't think they were. If I flip it around the other way, they are 200 to 1 to come bottom of the league. So, okay, it's going to be a challenge. Financially, you have $500,000 in the bank and you are over your wage budget. You do have a bit of debt, £180,000 a month, which is about 2.2 million over the season. You're projected to be only $500,000 in the red at the end of the season, which, with the debt you're repaying and the fact you're over your wage budget, it's not too bad, really, is it? It's not too bad. Now, one thing we do have to point out straight away, if I go to the general, you can just say, see it behind my back, grade out there to the 1st of the 1st, 2024. You cannot sign anybody, free transfers, loans, anything, till the 1st of January. So this squad you have here is the only squad you have available. And it's not the deepest squad of quality, is it? If we go on to... Stop giving me tips, Football Manager. If we go on to the under-18s, you do have some under-18s. You have a couple who have decent potential, shall we say. Are they good enough to come up into the first team now? A 15-year-old Gorky with command of area 4? No, not even close. Which means this is your team for the first half of the season. Now you're expected to fight bravely against relegation. Bottom 4 teams go down. And let me tell you, it's going to be a challenge. You start on minus 10 points. So minus 10 points, no players, unable to sign anybody, youth players just aren't ready. Is that a challenge you think you can take on? So next off, we're heading over to Poland, to the second tier of Polish football, to, wait for it, I can do this, Znicz Pruszków. Basically Polish with that pronunciation. So they are, again, expected to come bottom, 350 to 1. The next team is 100 to 1. So they are by far the worst team in the division. Financially, you have just under 200k in the bank, so that's not bad. You do have a transfer budget. We found a club with a transfer budget. £3,700 to spend. Now, you do have about £600 on your wage budget as well. They have zero debt. At this point, it's the best club we've came across. Oh, go away, Football Manager. In terms of the squad, again, a very weak squad. You do have a Japanese player, though, thrown in there just for the bits of fun. You have a potential 5-star player, but can't dribble, can't finish, definitely can't cross, can't header the ball. Don't ask him to throw anything. And don't put him on penalties. Oh, and don't let it be a windy day because he has strength of 5. Now, in terms of expectations, you are expected to fight bravely against relegation and reach the first round of the Cup. I think you actually enter in the preliminary round. So expected to fight bravely against relegation. 3 teams go down, so you need to come 4th bottom. But when you have teams like Wisla Krakow in the division, it's going to be a insanely tough challenge. Is it the one for you? So next we are heading to a semi-professional club in Portugal. We're going with why do I do this to myself? URSL Tomar. And they have a 1,000 capacity stadium. It was between them and another team. These have the worst stadiums, so I picked them. So basically how we did it. You play in the 4th tier. I think it's the 4th tier. Let me just double check that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the 4th tier. You are weirdly expected to come 5th. But if I go on to season preview for everybody in this championship, they are 10,000 to 1 and the worst. So the newly promoted side, the 10,000 to 1, yet in their individual division they expected to come 5th. It's a very difficult situation to look at. But they're going to have a struggle this season, shall we say. Financially then, 10,000 in the bank. You do have about £500 on wages to be able to spend. And again, no debt. I'm spoiling you guys at this point. And to be fair, they do have a bit of depth in the team. You do have Siaka Bamba, who looks fairly decent. A valued player as well. Another valued player is Thiago Vieira. Again, looks okay. And the final player with any sort of value at all is a Nigerian called Patrick Igwa, who can run. It's a positive. If they can run, they can create chances. Now, in terms of what you are expected here, you are expected to fight bravely against relegation and be competitive in the Portuguese Cup, so don't even worry about it. So we are in Group C, and as you can see, the bottom 5 teams go down. So it is a challenge. You're expected to fight bravely against relegation. If you come 9th, you're only just surviving. So this could be a fun challenge for you. And the final team we're going to look at is a team in Spain, in the 2nd tier, to be fair. Now, I picked these because they do have the smallest stadium. Again, it was between 2 teams. 2,800 capacity stadium, which means you are going to get no gate receipt income. You are coming up against some insanely big teams and can't really make anything from it. There's no legends or icons, so you do have a chance to create history at this club. And if we go to the affiliates, you do have Atletico Bilbao as an affiliate, so that is quite nice. Now, to mention, they did come up a couple of seasons ago, went straight back down, and they've come up again. So it's almost like they're too good for the next division down, which is strange because coming back up to this division, they are nowhere near good enough. If we go to season preview, you think you're going to be coming up against some absolute huge sides, like Espanyol, Elche, Levante, Valladolid. Why, Paul? Why? But Villarreal B team can't get promoted, so they are NA. But behind them, at 200 to 1, is our club. 200 to 1. The next team is 100 to 1, so they have double the chance of going down as them. And you think if Villarreal be a mid-table side, we are by far the worst team in this league. By far. Oh, go away. Now, if you go on to this, they do have some decent players. You've got someone on loan here who is very talented from Bilbao. And then you've got a defensive mid, centre-back, centre-mid, who again is very talented. This is the second tier of Spanish football. So they do have some ability. Until you come onto the financial screen, where weirdly the graph has disappeared. So you have £27,000 in the bank. You do have 9k on your wage budget to spend, but I'd be worried to hit the wage budget. I would be worried because you don't have any seats to fill, to sell, to get any money in at games. You're going to be relying on income from cup runs, etc. Now, they have no debt. They are projected to be $2.5 million in the red at the end of the season, which I can understand when you look at the stadium size. You have to survive. If you don't survive with this club, they're going bankrupt. There's no question about it. There's no question about it. If you don't survive, they are going down. Now, you're expected to fight bravely against relegation and be competitive in the Spanish Cup. So they don't care about the Spanish Cup. But can you keep this tiny team called Amorebieta in the Spanish second tier against some of these big guns? I honestly don't think it's possible. If someone takes on this challenge and completes it, make sure you do comment below and let me know how you did it, who you signed, and just brag about it, basically. That's what I'd do. But I've been Paul, also known as the Northman. They were the 5 hard challenges that I suggest in Football Manager 2024. Hopefully you're enjoying beta so far, and I will see you next time.